Khalil Asghari here at the Washington, D.C. Table Tennis Center. And today we're going to be talking about a very important topic that I haven't seen addressed. And it's one that's coming up more and more. As people get older, I'm finding a lot of people transitioning from other racket sports to table tennis. There are many reasons for this. Table tennis helps with longevity. It's a little bit more cerebral, so it helps you with your brain activity a little bit more than tennis. And it's easier on the joints and the body, so you can play it for a lot longer. Also, it's an indoor sport. People can play it all year round. You can stay out of the sun. It has a lot of benefits to it. While it's still working on your reflexes, it's physical activity, and it's less strenuous on your body and joints. So it's definitely a good option for other athletes to explore as they're getting older. So more and more tennis players and racquetball players have been coming to our club and getting lessons and developing and improving. And we wanted to make a video to help them along this process. So there are definite advantages and definite disadvantages to going from other racquetball sports to table tennis. And we're going to be exploring those in this video. So the first major mistake that people make is that they start off with the wrong grip. They hold it with a tennis grip, so they'll either hold it way too low down and not have the index finger up at all, or they'll just kind of hold it like a hammer, or they'll hold it very low down and then have the index finger up like this, and that's also not a good grip at all. It allows for too much play with the wrist. It's hard to control racket angle. You don't get any feeling. So when you say feeling means the vibration of the ball on the paddle felt between the thumb and the index finger. So you feel that vibration. So you need to be a little bit higher up so that you can feel that vibration when you hit and control and steady your racket angle. The ball is very light. So when you hold it too low down, you'll use your wrist and the ball will fly all over the place. So you want to get a good neutral grip. Another major problem that people have is the stance. So they'll turn sideways on each shot. So they'll hit like that, and they'll turn sideways for the backhand, when it's much more of a neutral stance where you want to be a lot squarer to the table with your dominant foot just a little bit behind when you make forehands, so that you can get that pivot from the hips and you can get that weight transfer. Also, you have to get low in table tennis, a lot lower than in other sports. You want to be low and maintain the height. You don't want to be going up and down. And also the bouncing is a big issue. A lot of tennis players, they're constantly bouncing. And in table tennis, you don't want that bouncing. It just leads to way too much instability in your movement. And when you're hitting, you don't want to be bouncing, because it'll throw your rhythm off and you'll have a hard time controlling the ball when you hit. So if you bounce at all, it's a bounce in between steps just to push off. So you bounce, push off, then you hit, bounce, push off, hit. So it's not this arbitrary bouncing around. You want to control that movement. Okay, another major problem that people tend to have is touching the paddle with their free hand. So they'll hit and then touch the paddle with their free hand. And you don't want to do that because it's slowing you down. Table tennis is just way too fast. You won't see any decent player that's touching it in between, because it's just too fast. You can't be touching it with your free hand. Also, straight arm swinging and long strokes. That's very, very common in tennis. In table tennis, you want the ball much closer to you when you hit. You don't want to be straight arming it. You want your arm bent. And you want to play the ball closer to you with shorter strokes in order to recover more. Also, the ball is much lighter, so you don't need this big long action, and equipment nowadays is very high tech, so you get a lot more bang for your buck, so you don't have to take these huge swings. Also, very important, backhands in tennis. You're hitting from the side using a lot of external rotation of the shoulder. In table tennis, you don't do that. In table tennis, it's a lot more of a pushing motion from in front. So you're more in the center of your body and using more forearm, elbow, tricep, and less external rotation of the shoulder. You don't want to be turning your shoulder over so much. It's more straighter with a little bit of a swing the, your dominant side. Okay, also spin is much more of a factor in table tennis. So you want to brush the ball more instead of hitting flat. A lot of tennis players, they hit flat and then try to come across or roll over, changing the angle of contact when they hit. That's not something you want to do in table tennis. The ball will just fly off your racket. In order to create spin, you lead with an angle and you keep the same angle from beginning to end. So you don't want to come over or change the angle as you hit. Pushes or slices are a lot more discreet in table tennis. It's more in the front. It's not this long sideways chopping action. So all of the shots in table tennis are a little bit shorter and more concentrated, more focused. So those are some of the major problems that people face when they're changing from other racket sports to table tennis. If you guys have any others that you would recommend or that you would like to leave in the comments below, we'd be happy to take a look at them and you can help the community a little bit more. Thank you very much. Khalil Asgarali once again from Washington, D.C. Table Tennis, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. And if you guys have any questions, please free to let us know in the comment section below. If you have tried these rubbers and you would like to leave a comment, let us know what you think so that we can keep the community growing and help each other with our trying all these new products. So once again, like, share, and subscribe, and continue to follow us for more content. Thank you very much.